Evan threw himself between Sayla and the stampeding cargo haulers. Metal screeched as a pallet jack veered wild, its load of cryo containers toppling into the docking bay frenzy. Alarms blared. Station workers from a dozen species shoved past, scales flashing, feathers ruffling in panic. Evan hooked his arm around Sayla's slim waist and yanked her behind a bulkhead stanchion. She stiffened against him, her iridescent crest flaring blue along her neck. "Rourke! Release! No time!" He braced his shoulder into the stanchion. A container clipped his boot, spinning him half around. Pain lanced up his leg, but he held firm, pinning her safe in the V of his body and the wall. The stampede thundered past. Footfalls faded. Silence dropped, broken only by a distant klaxon whine. Evan eased back. Sayla's four-fingered hands gripped his coveralls. Her wide amber eyes locked on his face, pupils dilating in vertical slits. "You shielded me." Her voice hummed low, like wind through crystal reeds. "With your flesh. No tech. No evasion. Instinct." He tested his ankle, winced, then shrugged it off. Anyone would. She released him sharp, stepping into the open bay. Her robes swirled, embroidered with House Bay sigils, interlocked spirals that caught the overhead lights. No one did. Not for an off-world attaché. Evan scanned the debris. A hauler droid beeped forlornly. One wheel mangled. "Lucky I was close. You okay?" Her crest pulsed violet now, edging toward indigo. She touched his arm, fingers lingering. "This act, it invokes the veil." "Veil?" He rubbed his jaw, smudged with bay grime. "Ask later." She turned toward the corridor lifts. "Report to Medbay. Prefect Joran will question you." Evan watched her glide away, posture rigid as a blade. Aliens and their rituals. He limped after, ignoring the twinge. Duty shift wasn't over. Hours blurred in the engineering bays. Evan welded a plasma conduit, sparks dancing off his visor. His comm buzzed. "Dr. Bibb, Mara Aikazawa, Xenopsych consultant. Evan, Prefect Kesh wants you in Corridor 7. Now." Sayla's involved. "On it." He killed the torch, grabbed his toolkit. Corridor 7. Quiet stretch near the diplomatic wing. Low traffic. Soft lit. He rounded the bend. Sayla waited alone, back to the wall, arms crossed, no guards. Her crest stood rigid, feathers edged crimson. "Rourke!" She blocked his path. "Explain your intent." Evan halted, toolkit clanking against his thigh. "Intent? I fixed a problem. Stampede happens in bays. You were in it." She stepped closer, invading his space. Her scent hit him. Ozone and crushed petals. "Humans evade. Dodge. Delegate to drones. You interposed your body. Crest deep. Why?" He met her gaze steady. No evasion made sense here. Saw danger. You couldn't move fast enough. Had to act. Her eyes narrowed. "Diplomats calculate. You vowed protection without words. In Valor, flesh shield seals the first pack oath. Irrevocable." Evan blinked. "Oath? Lady, I just reacted. No vows. Lies fracture crests." She grasped his wrist, turning it palm up. Veins pulsed under his skin. "State true intent, or I summon Joran to sever contact." "Prefect Joran Cage, station security hardass. All spines and edicts." Evan had seen him shut down a trade dispute with one glare. "No need for that." "Fine." Evan held her stare. "Truth? You're sharp, Sayla. Good at your job. Station needs that. If trouble hits again, I'll step in." "No conditions." "That's me." Silence stretched. Her crest flared full indigo, quivering. She pressed her forehead crest to his wrist. Warmth bloomed, like sunlight under skin. A mark etched there, swirling lines, glowing faint gold before fading to tattoo permanence. "You promised." Her voice softened, almost a purr, unadorned.
"No rituals. The veil accepts."
Evan stared at the mark. It itched. Alive. "What did you do?" "Sealed it." She released him, but her fingers trailed his arm. "Sacred bond. Packmark. My house claims you now." He flexed his hand. "No pain, just right. Your people allow that? Human alien? Allow?" She laughed, a chime of scales. "Forbid. Joran enforces treaty law. No cross bonds. Destabilizes alliances."
"But the mark proves truth. Veil deep."
Footsteps echoed. Prefect Joran rounded the corner. Spines flared, flanked by 2 enforcers. Dr. Mara trailed, tablet glowing. Attache-ve. Joran's voice grated like gravel. Report breach. Sayla straightened, crest steady gold. Prefect. Witness the mark. Evan extended his wrist. Joran seized it, claws pricking. His spines wilted as he traced the lines. Impossible. Joran dropped the arm. Human flesh takes no seal. Rituals reject. It took. Sayla's hand brushed Evan's back, protective. His vow bound first. Honest. Plain. Dr. Mara stepped forward, eyes sharp behind her glasses. Prefect. Scans confirm. Sympathetic resonance. Evan's neurosignature synced to Sayla's crest harmonics. Not tech. Organic. Joran growled. Treaty Clause 9. Interspecies claims void. Dissolve it. No. Sayla's crest blazed crimson defiance. Veil law supersedes. Prove false. Or honor. Evan felt the mark warm again, sinking to her pulse. His instinct kicked. Shield her. Prefect. I meant every word. Tested. Joran's eyes bored in. How? Dr. Mara tapped her tablet. Simulation chamber. Stress test the bond. If it holds under duress, it's real. Joran hesitated, spines twitching. Agreed. Chamber 3. Now. They marched to the sim bay. Evan walked beside Sayla, her shoulder brushing his. The mark tingled with every step. Inside, hollow walls flickered to life. Jungle sim. They homeworld facsimile. Vines writhed, predators snarled in the underbrush. Scenario. Hunt trial. Joran's voice boomed from overhead. Survive unbound, or bond fails. Sayla stripped her outer robes, revealing scaled armor hugging her lithe frame. She handed Evan a vibroknife. Trust the mark. Evan gripped it. Always do. Hollow beasts lunged. Razor-clawed felinoids, crests mimicking Sayla's. She darted left, spear from a wall rack flashing. Evan rolled right, tackling a shadow pounce. His ankle throbbed from the bay, but he slashed true, killing the hollow. Sayla vaulted a log, her movements poetry. Ritual dance turned lethal. A beast flanked her. Evan surged. Mark burning hot. He body slammed the projection. Knife plunging. They synced without words. She feinted high. He guarded low. Predators thinned. Sweat slicked Evan's skin. Sayla's scales gleamed. Final beast charged. Sayla stumbled. Real fatigue. Evan caught her waist, pivoted, drove the knife home. Hollow shattered. Walls cleared. Joran entered. Spines flat. Bond holds. 87% sync. Bay norms peak at 60. Doctor. Mara nodded. Human baseline adaptability. Evan's honesty bypassed ritual filters. Sayla leaned into Evan, crest brushing his jaw. Pack brother, vowed. Joran exhaled steam. Treaty bends. Provisional sanction. Monitor only. He stalked out. Mara grinned. Nice work, Evan. Cultural exchange at its finest. Alone, Sayla traced the mark. Sayla gripped Evan's marked wrist and yanked the door open. They strode into the embassy hall. Towering arches loomed, etched with glowing Vey runes. Alien dignitaries turned, crests flaring. Sayla thrust Evan's arm high. The black bond mark pulsed under the lights. A coiling tattoo of her house sigil, etched during the hunt trial. Behold the vow seal, Sayla's voice cut the murmurs. Evan Rourke of the Humans bears House Bay's claim. Hunt proven. Sync at 87. Evan flexed his fingers. The mark itched, warm like fresh ink. He scanned the crowd. Scaled faces, spines rigid. Mara stood at the edge, nodding approval. No sign of Joran yet. A rumble echoed from the balcony. Prefect Joran Caife descended the ramp, his armored robe swirling steam. Halt. His spines bristled full. Protocol 47. Unverified bonds trigger isolation. Attache-ve, step aside. Guards fanned out. 6 of them, vibro staffs humming. They formed a ring, closing on Evan and Sayla. Evan planted his feet. No one's isolating anyone. He met Joran's gaze. Scales gleamed under the prefect's eyes. We passed your trial. That's proof enough. Joran hissed steam. Human words mean nothing. Velaw demands separation until right ratification. Guards. Restrain the offworlder. The circle tightened. A guard lunged for Evan's arm. Evan sidestepped, shoulder checking the alien back. Easy. We're not fighting here. He raised empty hands. You want safety? Supervised contact. Dr. Aikazawa mediates. No restraints. Dignitaries leaned in, crests twitching. Joran paused, spines quivering.
You presume to negotiate VE protocol? I've fixed enough station breaches to know when to bend rules. Evan nodded to Mara.
She's cleared both sides. Monitor us. Scans, logs, whatever. But we stay together. Sayela pressed against his side, her crest brushing his shoulder. Warmth radiated from her scales. Dr. Mara stepped forward. Prefect, Evan's proposal aligns. Human adaptability plus VE ritual. Treaty precedent exists. Article 12 allows provisional oversight. Joran's eyes narrowed. Attaché? Speak. Sayla straightened. Her voice rang clear, reciting from memory. Bond, Clause 19. When Valmark takes unbidden, and Hunt Sink exceeds Clan Peak, the seal binds beyond right or house. None may sunder without triad forfeit. Life, line, legacy. Gasps rippled. A dignitary dropped his staff. Evan blinked. The mark burned hotter. Triad what? Sayla's tail flicked his leg. Reassurance. Ancient law. Our bond triggers it. Joran's spines flattened halfway. Recitation verified. Clause invokes. He signaled the guards. They froze mid-step. The ring held, but no advance. Proof stands. Sayla pressed. Evan's honesty forged the mark. No ritual feint. Pure vow. Evan felt eyes on him. Dozens. He kept his stance loose, hands visible. Look, I didn't plan this. Said what I meant in the bay. Fixed her gear. Promised backup. That's it. The elder VE shuffled forward, robes whispering. Human, spoke Plainpack.
No adornment?
Yeah. Evan shrugged. Truth's my fix-all. The elder's crest softened. Whispers turned to nods. Joran exhaled hard. Provisional holds. Supervised contact granted. Aikazawa oversees. One breach. And clause or no. Severance. He waved the guards back. The ring parted. Sayla exhaled, leaning into Evan. Her scales cooled against his arm. Dr. Mara grinned.
Smooth, Evan. Clause 19's a relic.
Never invoked cross-species. Evan rubbed the mark. Feels real enough. Dignitaries pressed closer. Questions flew. Scaled hands gesturing. Tell the Bay vow, one demanded.
Evan recounted it quick. Hull breach.
Sayla's shuttle dying. I patched it manual, told her straight. Got your back. No questions. Scales flushed colors. Plain pack. Raw oath. Sayla fielded rituals, translating Evan's blunt words into VE cadence. They synced again. Her explanations, his nods. Joran watched from the balcony, spines taut, an hour blurred. Embassy hummed with datapad scanning the mark. Mara logged vitals. Sync held steady. Evan caught Sayla's eye. She smiled, fangs glinting. Trust solidified, mark to mark. Then alarms blared. Red lights pulsed. Joran's voice boomed. Intruder alert! Unmarked challenger contests the bond. Doors slammed open. A VE warrior stormed in, rival house markings, spear raised. False claim! Human filth mocks VE blood. Guards reformed, but the warrior charged straight for Evan. Sayla shoved Evan back. Challenger right! He invokes severance. Joran barked orders. Contain! Clause demands trial by proxy! The warrior lunged. Sayla snatched a ceremonial blade from the wall. Evan grabbed a fallen vibrostaff. No time for protocol. They moved as one. Evan parried high. Sayla swept low. The challenger roared, spear whipping. Scales met metal. Embassy erupted. Sayla dodged a thrust, her blade nicking the warrior's arm guard. Yield! Mark proven! He snarled. House Ryle claims her. Human taint ends. Evan blocked a follow-up, staff humming. Pain flared in his ankle. Old Bay injury. But he pivoted. Not today. Mara yelled from sidelines. Evan, non-lethal. Treaty. Dignitaries scattered. Joran's guards encircled, hesitant under clause law. The warrior feinted at Sayla. Evan anticipated, tackling low. They rolled. Staff clattered. Sayla vaulted, pinning the challenger's spear arm. Bond. Stands. Recant. He bucked. Evan pinned his legs. It's real. Feel the sink? The warrior froze. His eyes widened at Evan's mark. Pulsing in rhythm with Sayla's crest. Clan elders chanted. Triad forfeit looms. Yield. Joran dropped from the balcony, spines flared. Enough. Challenger. Stand down. The warrior slumped. Guards hauled him out. Silence fell. Sayela helped Evan up. Her hand lingered on his. You guarded without vow prompt. Evan dusted off. Told you. Got your back. Joran approached. Steam curling. Intruder from Ryle House. Sabotage attempt. His gaze locked on Evan. Bond holds, but whispers grow. Full ratification tomorrow. Prepare. He turned away. Mara clapped Evan's shoulder. You two just rewrote protocol. Sayela traced the mark again. Public now. Unashamed. Pack brother. Beyond law. Evan nodded. Warmth spread. Forbidden or not, it fit. But Joran's spine stayed edged. More challengers loomed. Alarms quieted. Embassy buzzed anew. A runner burst in. Prefect. Relay from Core World's High Matriarch demands audience. Bond anomaly flagged. Joran's spine spiked full. Secure the hall. No exits. Guard sealed doors. Eyes turned to Evan and Sayela. She squeezed his wrist. They come for us. Evan met her gaze. We face it together. The mark burned defiant. Evan slammed his palm on the nearest console. Joran, before your matriarch shows, give me a list. Written. Every bond obligation. What I'm signing up for. Joran's spines twitched. Steam hissed from his vents. Human. Protocol demands. Now. Evan locked eyes. Or no ratification. I fixed stations blind. Not vows. Sayela's crest pulsed beside him. Her spear arm grazed his elbow. Warmth synced with his mark. Guards shifted. The runner froze mid-step. Mara stepped forward. Tablet glowing. He's right, Prefect. Translate the rights. Actionable terms. We have minutes. Joran glared. His claws scraped stone. Insult. Sacred triad, not a checklist. Evan crossed his arms. Call it what you want. I need facts. Sayela nodded to Mara. Do it. For us. Mara tapped furiously. Hollow screens flickered. Alien glyphs scrolled into English. Right basics. Pack bond claims protector status. Dues defend kin unto death. Share neural sync. That's your mark pulsing. Provide for nest. Witness rights. Time ticked. Embassy vents hummed louder. Joran's comm buzzed. Matriarch shuttle inbound. 5 cycles. Don'ts, Mara continued, voice sharp. No denial of claim in public. No outsiders in nest without right. Severance requires triad forfeit. Blood duel. Witnessed. Evan scanned the list. Ink on his skin itched. Nest? That's living quarters? Sayela's vents softened. Shared den. Trust core. Defend unto death. Evan rubbed his jaw. God, but add this. Mutual. I protect you. You protect me. No one-sided. Mara blinked. Human twist. Not standard. Joran snarled. Blasphemy. Sayela raised her crest. Test him. Formal claim challenge. Witnesses here. Gasps rippled. Guards formed a circle. Mara pocketed her tablet. Now? Under matriarch's shadow? Evan squared up. Bring it. Sayela faced him. Her eyes locked. Unblinking. Crest flared gold. Evan Rourke. Plain speaker. I claim you, pack brother. Vow your guard eternal. Words hung heavy. Witnesses leaned in. Joran's spines edged forward. Evan held her gaze. Mark burned hot. Sayela of House Vey, I guard your back. Always. But hear this. Equals. No duty without choice. You claim me, I claim you back. Her spear arm trembled. Crest synced brighter. Boundary set. Honored. Chance rose. Bond holds. Equal claim. Joran steamed. Irregular. Matriarch will. Doors hissed. A hollow projection bloomed. High Matriarch Veyra loomed, robes swirling. Her voice boomed. Anomaly confirmed. Human taints right. Explain. Sayela bowed low. Matriarch. Bond proven. Challenger felled. List ratified. Evan stood tall. No bow. Ma'am, Engineer Evan Rourke. Here's the deal. He thrust Mara's tablet forward. Hollow mirrored it. Veyra's eyes narrowed. Glyphs danced across her feed. Checklist? Sacrilege. Mara interjected. Practical translation, high one. Do's and don'ts. Saves time. Evan pointed. Defend kin. Done. Pinned your saboteur. Share sync. Checkmarks match.
Nest?
We'll figure it. Sayla gripped his wrist. He speaks plain.
Binds true.
Vera's projection flickered and silence stretched. Witnesses held breath.
Human competence.
Vera's tone shifted. Ral House contests. Demand triad forfeit. Joran stepped up. I witness, matriarch. Bond withstands. Evan flexed his marked arm. Pulse matched Sayla's. Ready when they are. Vera's robes stilled. Ratification holds, but whispers persist. Core worlds watch. Prove beyond ritual. Projection winked out. Doors unsealed. Guards dispersed. Sayla pulled Evan aside. Revence brushed his neck. You rewrote my world. He grinned. Just fix the specs. Mara clapped his back. Checklist saved us. Matriarch bought it. Joran lingered. Spines half lowered. Tomorrow's right. Full witnesses. No errors. Evan nodded. List in hand. We're good. Embassy hummed alive. Sayla led him to a side chamber. Nest alcove. Soft glows. Her hand stayed on his. Mark deepens. She traced it. Skin tingled. Evan covered her fingers. Feels right. She leaned close. Crest against his chest. Forbidden, yet true. Warmth spread. Not just Mark. Deeper pull. Alarms blared anew. Joran's voice crackled. Ryle Vanguard inbound. Triad challenge early! Sayla tensed. Spear arm extended. Evan grabbed a nearby tool rig. Together, they burst into the hall. Warriors poured in. Ryle crests red. Lead challenger bellowed. Sever the taint. Joran blocked the four.
By matriarch decree, clash erupted. Spears clanged.
Evan dodged a thrust. Pinned a leg. Sayla speared overhead. Mark pulsed battle rhythm. Sync sharpened strikes. One warrior lunged at Sayla's flank. Evan tackled. Rolled. Locked limbs. Yield. Evan growled. Warrior's eyes widened. Mark Sync hit him.
True bond. He dropped spear. Others faltered.
Joran hauled the last. Stand down. Bond proven. Silence crashed. Sayla hauled Evan up. Lips brushed his jaw. Ritual graze. Heat flared. You guarded flank, unprompted. Evan dusted scales from his shirt. Told you. Got your back. Mara rushed in. Scans confirm. Sync unbreakable. Core worlds relay praising human plain vow. Joran vented slow. Whispers turn. But prefect duty remains. Watch you both. Sayla's crest glowed full. Watch pride. Evan met her eyes.
Trust solid.
Bond beyond lists. Runner dashed up. Matriarch transmits. Full ratification. Nest right at dawn. Sayla squeezed his hand. Ours now. Evan nodded. Mark burned bright. Forbidden no more. But Joran's spines twitched once. A shadow lingered. Real wouldn't fade quiet. Dawn loomed. True test waited. Prefect Joran Cage thrust his spear across the right chamber doors. Halt the nest binding. Evan froze mid-step. Sayla's hand tight in his. Dawn glow pulsed from wall crystals, marking the ratification hour. Warriors flanked Joran, spines rigid. Sayla's crest flared amber. Challenge hue. Prefect. Sayla released Evan's hand slow. Matriarch's relay cleared us. Joran ignored her. Locked eyes on Evan. Human. Your plain vow sways whispers. Isle crests burn. Prove it endures hazard, not just clash. He jerked chin at station schematics glowing on his wrist pad. Core conduit breach. Section 7E. Unstable. Go. Fix, or write voids. Evan scanned the pad as Joran shoved it forward. Power surges lit red, plasma leaks, hull stress, standard fixer run, but solo meant death. With Sayla, doable. Us too? Evan asked. Joran bared fangs. Compatibility test. Fail. Bond severs. By treaty law. Sayla stepped forward, spear arm flexed. We accept. Dr. Mara Aikazawa pushed through warriors, tablet in hand. Prefect. Scans show sync at 98%. No need. Need stands. Joran cut her off. Retracted spear. Dawn waits on proof. Evan grabbed his tool rig from the chamber wall, slapped harness on. Let's move, Sayla. She nodded. Crest settled blue. Trust Hugh. They bolted past Joran into the corridor. Alarms whooped low. Station shuddered. Evan led at double time. Boots echoed on grated deck. Sayla matched stride. Spear retracted to forearm bracer. He tests Matriarch's word. Tests us. Evan patched comms. Mara. Relay Joran's feed. Full scan. Affirm. Mara crackled back. Real faction pressures him. Survive clean. Section 7A loomed. Blast doors hissed open to vacuum warnings. Air recyclers whined. Conduit chamber stretched dark, sparks spitting from a fist-wide gash in the core line. Plasma arced blue-white. Hull plates buckled under pressure waves. Evan dropped to knees. Unspooled diagnostic probe. Breach at junction 14. Reroute main power first. Sayla vaulted. A debris pile. Unfolded precision calipers from her bracer. Ryle nanotools, finer than human lasers. I seal micro fissures. Hold line! Evan yanked panel free. Fingers danced over relays. Sweat beaded. Arcs snapped inches from his glove. Power spiking. Tether up.
He clipped safety line from his harness to hers.
Cinched tight. No slack. Sayla tugged once. Solid. They edged forward as one. Evan killed auxiliary feeds. Sparks died. Main reroute live. Your turn. Sayla leaned into the gash. Calipers hummed. Nanoseals injected. Weaving hull stress. Her crest pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat. Marksink tugged his collar warm. A low groan ripped through deck. Hull breach widened. Vacuum sucked tools. Debris flew. Evan lunged. Grabbed Sayla's waist. Yanked back. Plasma jet erupted where her head was. Down. They rolled, prone. Tether held. Sayla speared calipers into deck. Anchor. Evan. Flank exposed. He pivoted, sealed his side panel shut. Grabbed sealant foam from rig. Sprayed the widening gash. Foam expanded, hissing against plasma. Sayla synced tools to his rhythm. Calipers fed data to his pad. Fissure at 72%. Deck bucked. Another groan. Secondary breach. Air whistled out. Pressure alarms screamed. Evan locked arms around her. Tether strained. Breathe steady. We seal tandem. She nodded, pressed shoulder to his. Crest glowed full bond blue. Nanoseals flowed from her tools. Foam from his rig layered over. They moved like one machine, his brute force. Her precision etch. Plasma surged once more. Evan shoved Sayla behind shield plate, took the heat on his back. Suit charred. Pain flared, but he held. Clear. Sayla yanked him prone, finished seal. Hull knit. Alarms dropped to green, vacuum sealed. Recyclers kicked in. They slumped against bulkhead, tethers tangled. Sayla ripped Evan's helmet off first, checked burns. Fingers traced jaw.
You shielded. Again.
Evan grinned through grit. Got your back.
Always. Her eyes locked his. Crest throbbed. She tugged his collar open. Pressed scent gland to fabric. Ryle mark code. Permanent bind. Warmth spread. Like ink under skin. Pack. Mine. Declared in hazard. Mark burned brighter on his neck. Sink hit full. Her pulse in his veins. Calm crackled. Joran's voice. Feed confirms. Breach contained. No casualties. Evan stood. Helped Sayla up. Tether still linked. Test passed. Joran entered slow. Spines low. Respect curve. Scanned seals. Flawless. Human reroute crude. Effective. Ryle precision holds it. Sayela's hand stayed in Evan's. Nest right resumes. Joran vented air. Resumes. But rill whispers grow. Core worlds watch.
Mara slipped in behind. Tablet beeped.
Sync at 100%. Matriarch pings approval. Plain vow endures. Warriors outside parted. Right chamber beckoned. Evan squeezed Sayla's hand. Her scales warm against calluses. Trust solid as hull seal. They stepped forward. Joran followed, spines twitching faint. Right drums thrummed. Matriarch hologram flickered live. Distant nest approving. Sayla led Evan to bind altar. Crest full glow. Vow echoes. Evan knelt with her. No scripts. Got you. Always. She grazed lips to his mark. Ritual seal. Heat bloomed deep. Hologram nodded. Bond ratified eternal. Cheers erupted. Warriors knelt, but Joran's eyes flicked to shadows. A runner whispered urgent. Crests outside shifted red. Real holdouts. Evan caught it. Saela tensed beside him. Joran gripped spear.
Right holds.
But off-station threat inbound. Rill raiders vectoring. Treaty fractures. Saela rose. Spear extended. We defend. Evan grabbed rig. Mark pulsed battle ready. Together. Station alarm spiked anew. True test ignited. Raiders breached outer docks. Plasma signatures inbound. Joran barked orders. Nest guards the right. Bond pair to 4. Evan and Saela sprinted corridors. Tether clipped fresh. Sync sharpened every step. Docks exploded open. Raider pods slammed. Ryle Crest's blood red poured out. Spears live. Lead Raider bellowed. Sever taint. Purge human. Saela speared first. Evan flanked. Tether pulled them sync strike. One Raider lunged high. Evan low tackled. Locked arm. Saela pierced pauldron. Yield. Evan growled. Mark flared. Sync washed Raider. Eyes widened. True. Pack. He dropped. Others circled wary. Evan rerouted dock power mid-fight. Killed Raider shields. Sparks flew. Saela danced precision thrusts. Guarded his blind spots unprompted. Raider Alpha charged Evan. Saela Tether yanked him aside. Speared Alpha's leg. Evan pinned. Core worlds here. Alpha hissed. Bond unbreakable. Pods vented. Last Raiders fled. Joran arrived with guards. Hauled Alpha. Interrogate. Real faction routed. Saela hauled Evan close. Lips graze jaw again. Victory graze. Blank. Guarded. Vow. Proven twice. Evan dusted scales. Told you. Mara patched through. Scans viral. Human plain vow trends core nets. Treaties strengthen. Joran vented full. Spines eased. Shadow fades. Joran thrust his data slate forward. Bond unsubstantiated. Formal complaint filed. Sacred claims banned across species by Treaty Edict 47. Evan straightened from the Raider wreckage. His rig hummed. Power reroute stabilizing the dock. Saela's tether still clipped to his belt. Warm pulse against his hip. Guards hauled the Alpha away in binders. Saela's spines flared. Prefect, we just repelled invasion. Bond held the line. Joran ignored her. Spines rigid, he synced the slate to station core. Red alert pinged overhead. Complaint logged. Ryle routed, yes. But your graze. Public. House Vey tainted. Humans' words mimic vow oath. Invalid.
Evan wiped Raider blood from his hands. The Alpha's hiss echoed. Bond unbreakable.
But Joran pressed on. Evan's gut tightened. Not fear, frustration. He'd fixed worse messes with a wrench and truth. Saela stepped between them. Spear planted firm. I invoke trial right of echo. House Vey calls witness. Her gaze locked on Evan, crest flushed deep indigo. Evan Rourke. You anchor me. Evan blinked. Anchor. Her words landed heavy. Tether tugged light. Instinct synced his nod. Yeah, let's do this. Joran's eyes narrowed. Right obsolete. Cross-species forbidden. I deny. Denial logged, Saela snapped. She tapped her wrist node. Station chimes rang. Formal invocation broadcast. Core world witness. Prefect Kesh rejects. Trial proceeds. Guards shifted uneasy. Mara patched in via Evan's rigcom. Evan, right of echo scans neural intent. Verifies bows word for word. Aliens treat it like DNA proof. You're up. Evan flexed his hands. Practical fix ahead. Scanner ready? Joran barked.
Nest protocols halt this. Escort the human.
Saela's spear barred the path. Witness stands. Or House Vey challenges your prefecture. Tension spiked. Joran's spines quivered. He synced orders. Guards froze mid-step. Proceed. But failure severs you both. Publicly, dock cleared fast. Med Bay adjacent hummed active. Evan followed Saela's lead. Tether guided smooth. Her scales brushed his arm. Deliberate. Victory graze lingered in his mind. Lips soft against jaw stubble. Scanner pod sealed around Evan. Neural echo rig clamped temples. Cool gel tingled skin. Hollow display flickered live, core net streaming. Human plain vow hashtags surged. Recite the binding. The auto prompt demanded. Voice analyzer primed. Evan breathed steady. Words from the breach fight, plain as his toolkit. I got your back, no matter what. Pause. Together, probe pulsed. Neural map bloomed. Synapses lit honest blue, no flicker. Intent pure, protective core. Sayla watched from glass viewport, crest peaked. Verified. Vow, echoes true. Pack bond forms. Joran's slate chimed denial override. Echo confirms human speech. But intent? Human norms skew readings.
Skew.
Mara cut in, her face hollow sharp. Dr. Aikazawa here. Synopsych certified. Human honesty baselines match Vey right thresholds. 98% fidelity. Evan stepped out. Pod hissed open. Sayla's hand gripped his. Scales warm. Grip fierce. Tether synced deeper thrum. My rank on the line, Sayla declared. She faced Joran. Public hearing. Core broadcast. Prove or sever. Joran vented air, spines lowered fraction. Accepted. Dawn cycle. All houses convene. He turned sharp. Nest watches close. Evan caught Sayla's eye. Her lips curved. Subtle promise. You held true. Told you. He said. Hand squeezed back. Mara's voice crackled private. Evan. Core nets explode. Bay allies inbound. But hardliners rally. Joran's got pull. They moved to quarters wing. Station corridors buzzed. Tex whispered, glancing at the tether. Sayla's steps matched his stride. Protective instinct flared. He scanned shadows automatic. Door sealed behind. Dim lights cycled low. Sayla unclipped tether slow, but didn't drop it. Coiled in her palm. Evan. Voice soft, crest dipped vulnerable. Right bears soul echo. Yours unflinching. Humans vow so plain. He shrugged, honest as ever. Yeah. Say what I mean, back you up. Always. She traced his jaw. Echo of grays. Fingers lingered. Yet right binds. Society tears at threads. Evan covered her hand. Steady. Wheel thread stronger. Her spines eased. Leaned close. Breath synced with his. Lips brushed. Not graze. Deeper. Heat built slow, intimate. Scales against skin. Trust texture. Alarm pinged soft. Mara. Hearing prep. Vey elders en route. Sayla pulled back, eyes fierce. Dawn proves all. Evan nodded. Rig check complete. Together. Core nets trended wild. Human vow shatters ban. Treaty talks reignited. Raiders mere spark. But Joran's shadow loomed. Prefect quarters pulsed with calls. Hardline houses mobilized. Public hearing dawned ruthless. Sayla staked House Vey. Evan his truth. Scanner proved words. Now society tested hearts. Dock breach scars smoked faint. New threat brewed. Ritual knives, not raider spears. Bond's true forge ignited. Sayla gripped Evan's hand tighter as the chamber doors hissed open. Vey elders lined the curved dais. Their crests flared high in judgment. Prefect Joran Case stood central. Spines rigid. Doctor draft. Mara Aikazawa flanked Evan, tablet glowing. The air hummed with scanner fields. Present the human, Joran barked. His voice echoed off crystal walls. Sayla pulled Evan forward. She raised their joined hands. Resonance scanners whirred to life. A pulse rippled. Visible waves of light binding wrist to scale. Gasps rippled through the elders. Sayla's crest quivered. The bond lit the chamber like a flare. Evan stood steady. Heat from her palm grounded him. No flinch. Joran leaned forward. Liaison Rourke. You trespassed sacred right. Explain this echo without ritual sanction. Evan met his gaze. Raiders breached the dock. Sayla fought alone. I backed her up. Said I'd protect her. Meant it. Murmurs swelled. An elder with scarred spines snarled. Human spout vows like breath. This claims pack bond. Sacred. Binding. You mock our law? No mock. Evan shrugged. Said what I mean. She's got my word. That's it. Sayla squeezed his hand. Her spines eased a fraction. Joran slammed a claw on the dais. Plain words. No oath chant. No blood share. This forgery insults House Vey. Not forgery. Sayla stepped up, voice firm. Scanner proves resonance. His soul echo matches mine. Unfeigned. Evan nodded, kept it simple. Another elder rose, crest pulsing red. Human, Swear eternal fealty. Exaggerate devotion. Bind scales to flesh forever. Or renounce. Evan paused, felt Sayla's pulse sync with his. Can't exaggerate. Don't do that, but yeah, I'll stand by her. Whatever comes. Chuckles turned to hisses. Joran's eyes narrowed. Insolence. Treaty forbids unsanctioned bonds. Destabilizes alliances. Akazawa cleared her throat. Tablet projected treaty text. Glowing clauses. Prefect. Article 17, Subclause 4. Voluntary bonds formed under duress. Defined as imminent threat. Are protected. Dock breach qualifies. Verified by station logs. Joran spun. Loophole. Humans twist words. Plain red. Mara tapped the screen. Raider timestamps flashed.
Bond initiated mid-attack. Voluntary.
Protected. Elders conferred in low clicks. Sayla's hand trembled in Evan's. He squeezed back. Joran silenced them. Resonance proves echo, but loyalty? Unproven. Human. Face final test. He drew a ritual blade, edge humming with field energy. Council demands show. Protect Sayla now. Block this strike. On record. Fail bond severs. By law, chamber froze. Scanners locked on. Public feeds lit. Core nets exploding. Sayla tensed. Joran, no. Evan stepped between. Raised empty hands. Accepted. On record. Gasps erupted. Joran's crest flared triumph. He lunged. Blade arced fast, precise. Aimed at Sayla's shoulder. Test of reflex, not kill. Evan twisted. Grabbed Joran's wrist mid-swing. Human grip locked. Engineer's calluses bit scale. Momentum carried them sideways. Evan pivoted. Used Joran's drive against him. Pinned the prefect's arm. Blade halted inches from Sayla. Joran snarled. Pushed back. Superior strength coiled. Evan held. Braced feet. Station fixer muscles strained from endless repairs. No quit.
You.
Evan grunted. Joran twisted free, circled. Struck again. Feint high. Slash low. Evan ducked. Caught forearm. Slammed elbow into Joran's crest base. Stun point. Mara had drilled. Prefect staggered. Elders shouted. Sayla's eyes wide. Trust raw. Joran roared. Charged full. Evan sidestepped. Tripped him with a leg hook. Dock brawler move. Prefect crashed to mats. Blade skittered. Evan knelt. Pressed knee to Joran's neck spine. Held. Done. Joran tapped mat. Yield. Chamber exploded. Cheers mixed with outrage. Scanners blazed green. Protective instinct verified. Resonance peaked. Mara grinned. Record sealed. Bond stands. Sayla rushed forward. Pulled Evan up. Lips brushed his jaw. Quick, fierce, proved. Joran rose. Rubbing crest. Eyes grudging. Human. Unflinching. Echo true. But an elder shouted. Wait. House cache contests. Blood trial next. Alarms wailed. Dacian shook. You breach. Raiders returned. Joran's comm buzzed urgent. Evan scanned exits. Pulled Sayla close. Bond thrummed. Whatever came. They faced it. Council scattered. Joran barked orders. Secure the attaché. Evan ignored him. Gripped her hand. Together. She nodded. Spines aligned with his stance. Resonance pulsed stronger. Mara fell in beside. Loophole holds. For now. But hardliners mobilize. They sprinted corridors. Bulkheads sealed behind. Raider signatures spiked on Evan's wrist rig. Dozens inbound. Dock scars reopened. Sayla's voice cut sharp. They target Bond. Sever it. Evan patched station defenses mid-run. Fingers flew. Rerouted power grids. Turrets spun online.
Not today.
Joran caught up. Squad at heels. Human leads. Evan glanced back. Fixing what breaks. Back us. Prefect hesitated. Then nodded. Form ranks. They hit the dock. Raiders swarmed. Claws gleaming. Led one roared challenge. Evan shoved Sayla behind crates. Stay low. She drew sidearm. With you. First Raider lunged. Evan met it. Fist to jaw, knee to gut. Human combo dropped it cold. Scales cracked. Joran sliced two more. Precise ritual strikes. Sayla fired. Plasma bolts precise. Bond synced their moves. Evan covered her flank. She guarded his. Mara coordinated from rear. Vents clear. Blank them. Raiders faltered. Human grit plus Vey discipline crushed the wave. Last one fell. Dock secured. Evan wiped blood. His, not much, turned to Sayla, pulled her in. Kiss deepened. Scales to skin. Trust sealed. Joran watched. Crest low. Bond endures. Cornets trended. Human oath wins blood. But whispers grew. Hardline houses plotted deeper rituals. Bond's test just began. Evan felt it, held her tighter. Plain words held, always would. Sailor murmured against his chest. Forbidden no more. He smiled. Told you. Council reconvened hours later. Chambers packed. Public feeds maxed. Joran's squad reported. Resonance data streamed. Elder Vey spoke first. Protective Act, verified. Loophole, invoked. Joran stood. Yet treaty fragile. Prove permanence. Evan straightened. Sayla at side. Bond visible. Light threads between them. Mara projected charts. Resonance stable. Cross-species viable. Cultural exchange precedent. Hostile elder sneered. Human honesty? Fleeting. Evan spoke up. Not fleeting. Ask station crew. Fixed their rigs. Kept promises. Sayla added. His bow echoes eternal. Wright recognized it. Debate raged. Boats tallied slow. Joran cut in. Final challenge, shared vigil. Dawn to dusk. No break. Evan nodded.
Yes.
Council stunned. Hook sank deep. Vigil began. They stood center dais. Hands linked. Resonance glowed. Hours ticked. Fatigue clawed. Evan ignored. Sayla leaned on him. Whispers faded to awe. Bond outlasted doubt. At dusk, elders bowed crests. Accepted. Bond legal. Forbidden no more. But Joran's eyes lingered. One last shadow. Raiders funded by rivals. Hunt begins. Evan grinned. We're in. Klaxon screamed through the station corridors. Red lights pulsed. Prefect Joran Kesh's voice cut over the comms. Evacuation drill. Live fire protocols. Bond claimants to Auxiliary Bay. Prove your claim, or forfeit. Evan gripped Sayla's hand tighter. Resonance threads glowed between their palms. Visible now to all, her crest feathers quivered against his shoulder. He scanned the crowd surging past. Civilians. Diplomats. Station crew. Panic edged their faces. Not a drill, Evan muttered. He pulled Sayla toward the Auxiliary Bay. Kesh wants us to crack. She nodded. Eyes sharp. He tests permanence. We hold. They pushed through the throng. Joran's squad sealed bulkheads behind them. Trapped. Goal clear. Reach the bay. Coordinate evac. Show the bond worked under fire. Conflict hit fast. Smoke billowed from a vent. Simulated raider breach, but too real. Sparks flew. Evan yanked his toolkit from his belt. Civilians first. You take command, Sayla. Your protocols. I follow. Her feathers flared in surprise. Vey rights demanded hierarchy. Humans didn't bow easy, but his words landed like a vow. Plain, protective. She straightened. Auxiliary command mine. Evan seal vent 3. Route non-coms to pod alpha. He moved. Wrenched panel free. Foam sprayed, choking smoke. Resonance hummed approval in his veins. Aliens nearby froze, watching. A human engineer yielding to Vey attaché? Unheard. Joran's drone hovered. Claimants falter. Bond breaks under stress. Sayla barked orders in layered Vey tones. High for urgency, low for calm. Crew responded. Pods launched smooth. Evan welded the last seal. Sweat stinging eyes. He rejoined her at the bay console. Her hand brushed his. Trust sparked brighter. Pods clear, she said. Resonance holds. But Joran strode in, squatted heels. Armor gleamed. Failure imminent. Drill escalates. Raiders inbound. Real this time. Rival houses fund them. Separate now. Save yourselves. Evan stepped forward. Sayla sighed. No split. She's command. We evac together, crew murmured. Vey security exchanged crests. Lowered in doubt. Humans fixed rigs with promises kept. Now this? Joran sneered. Human honesty? Fleets scatter it. Vey law forbids crossbond. Vigil passed, but this. Sayla interrupted. Resonance flared. She traced sacred seal on Evan's wrist. Claw light. Binding glow. Seal completes. Mutual choice.
Council oversight.
Not accident. Vow eternal. Evan felt it lock. Warmth spread, like station power humming true. He nodded. Your rules. My backup. Raiders come, we hold line. Joran's eyes narrowed. Drone feeds beamed to council chambers. Public watched. Dr. Mara Ikazawa patched in from observer deck. Resonance data peaks. Cross-species viable. Precedent. Exchange pacts allow oversight. Hostile elders on feed hissed. Fleeting. Prove under blade. Explosions rocked the hull. Real raiders. Docking clamps sheared. Alarms shifted. Code red. Evan grabbed console. Pods away. Armory to Bay 2. Sayla, your call. She pivoted. Defensive right. Form triad. Evan center. Squad flanks. Resonance amplifies. Joran's squad hesitated, then formed. Evan stood core. Toolkit, as weapon, phaser from belt. Sayra's presence steadied him. Plain trust. No rituals needed. Raiders breached airlock. Scaled hides. Plasma rifles. They rivals. Funded deep. They charged. Evan fired first. Precise bursts. Station fixer aim. Dropped lead. Sayela wove commands. Squad synced. Resonance pulsed. Aliens felt it. Strength doubled. Joran's blade sang, cleaving armor. One raider lunged at Sayla. Evan tackled. Rolled. Phaser point blank. Not her. She sealed the breach behind. Bond proven. Mutual. Raiders fell. Last one snarled Vey curses. Forbidden. Evan pinned him.
Not anymore.
Joran cuffed the survivor. Squad stared at Evan. Crests rose. Respect. Human normal. Protect pack. Extraordinary here. Council feed crackled. Elder Vey. Seal verified. Packed drafts. Mara projected terms. Joint exchange. Cultural oversight. Bond recognized. Evan and Sayla stood at console. Scanned prints. His thumb. Her claw. Pact signed. Resonance blazed public. Joran holstered blade. Hunt ends. For now, they walked out. Hands linked, crew parted. Whispers turned cheers. Station nets lit. Oath wins raiders. Sayela leaned close. You handed command. Trusted my right. Evan grinned. Plain words. Your lead. Council doors loomed. Feeds maxed. One elder waited. Hard line. Last right unspoken. Trust beyond law. But alarms quieted. They stepped through. Together. Joran's gaze followed. Shadow lingered. Raiders down, but rivals plotted deeper. Bond's true test brewed. Evan squeezed her hand. Resonance answered. They trusted more than rules. Always would. Hours later, council reconvened in the grand chamber. Public feeds streamed every angle. Joran's squad dragged the raider captive center dais. Resonance scanners hummed. Data beams linking Evan and Sayela like living wire. Elder Vey crested high. Intruder confesses. Rival house plots destabilize treaty. The raider spat. Bond mocks Vey purity. Evan stood firm. Sayla's warmth at his side. No flinch. Joran circled. Drill. Exposed weakness. Yet you held. Why hand command, human? Evan met his gaze. Civilians first. She's Vey expert. Smart play. Squad murmured. Vey valued ritual chain. Humans. Cut straight. Sayla traced the fresh seal on his wrist. Glow pulsed. Sacred seal mutual now. I choose him. Oversight binds us. Mara nodded. From hollow. Charts confirm. Stability peaks under stress. Exchange pack templates ready. Debate ignited. Hardliners bayed. Fleeting oath. Evan spoke plain. Fixed your station. Kept word. Ask crew. Engineer Vey stepped forward. He did. Rigs hummed true. Votes shifted. Jareen raised claw. Pact signs. Walk free. Recognized. Pens scratched. Claws sealed. Digital pact beamed galaxy-wide. They rose. Evan pulled Sayla close. Walked out to chamber doors. Light threads danced between them. Crew bowed crests. Forbidden no more, Sayla whispered. Evan smiled. Told you so. But Joran's voice trailed. Raiders were probe. Deeper hunt calls. Evan glanced back. Grinned. We're in it. Outside, station hummed alive. Pods docked safe. Nets trended. Human vow seals raiders. They paused at viewport. Stars wheeled. Raider's ship wreckage drifted. Sayla's feathers brushed his neck.
Your trust rewrites law.
He held her gaze. Plain honesty. Works every time. Resonance thrummed. Bond outlasted all. Yet Joran's squad shadowed distant corridor. One last test loomed. Trust each other more than rules? They'd prove it. Explosions rocked again. False alarm? No. Rival backup breached far docks. Evan moved first.
Your lead.
Sayla nodded. Triad forms. They ran. Together. Rules bent. Bond unbreakable.